So, after I got off the phone with my midwife, we waited probably about 10-15 minutes, got our stuff all together, and headed to the hospital. And on the drive there, it was about a 25-minute drive. Things started getting more intense and just feeling a whole lot more uncomfortable because I was stuck in the car in like a weird sitting position with a seatbelt on and just really not ideal. I had spent almost my entire labor either sitting on top of a yoga ball or on all fours. Yeah, that's pretty much how I spent it. I really liked that position, and I found that doing cat and cow was making my contractions more intense and more painful, which was good because I wanted to progress, and I felt like I was actually doing something when I was doing that. So, I had been, like, when I was at the house, I had a really easy time getting through contractions. I just kept my focus on, like, this is good and it'll be over very shortly, and breathing through things and having really great breaks in between where I felt good. And thankfully I still continued to have that all the way at to the hospital. When I got into the hospital, it was probably just right at like 9 o'clock. And then while they were wheeling me up, I didn't have any contractions, which I thought was weird, but it makes sense because, like, you're in an uncomfortable, weird environment and you can't really be, whatever. So I was kind of nervous about that. I'm like, oh my God, is it stopping? Am I going to be like the girl who cried wolf again? So we got wheeled all the way out. My husband came and met me in the birth center. I was the only one in the birth center, which is awesome. So I got to pick my room, and I got the room that I wanted. I got into the room and immediately started having contractions again, and was having to do some really low moaning to get through them. When my husband came up, we were just kind of getting through contractions together. The nurse was there. She was like, well, let's, get a feel of this girl before I call the midwife in. And she's like, okay, it sounds really intense, so I'm going to have her come in. She called her, and they waited to check me until she got there. And I was just kind of laboring in there. Not really, I wasn't wailing. I wasn't in severe amounts of pain. It was very tolerable. And then by the time that she got there and she checked me, I was a 7. So things had progressed all day long really well. And I was so excited that by the time I got to the hospital, I was already a 7. So I knew I wanted to labor, in the tub. And I was just coming up on transition. So they filled up the tub immediately for me. And I got to go in the tub, and I get through my transition in there, which was awesome and made things so much better. Transition is really hard still. Like, in those moments, I was thinking, okay, this hurts really fucking bad, and okay, this is why people get epidurals even when they're not induced, because it hurts. It hurts, and if I wouldn't have had that hot bath, I don't know if I would have, how I would have gotten through it. So, yeah, we stayed in there for a while, but in between, I was laughing and having fun, and it was just so great, especially compared to my first labor experience. So I started feeling really, really hot and pushy. I got out of the tub, and I had one contraction outside of the tub. She checked me, and I was fully dilated. With the next contraction, I pushed Nora. The contractions were getting really intense. The contraction before I pushed Nora out, I broke my water, and I screamed. I had a little break in between. The next contraction, I pushed Nora all the way from the very top to her entire head was out in one push. And I screamed the whole time. And then I kept screaming. I kept screaming. And I pushed 2 more times and got her all the way out. And it was so amazing. It was so amazing. They just put her right up on my stomach, and I can't even, you know, it's the most amazing feeling. I guess I need to make a third part.